fragrance influencers or fragrance YouTubers are not your friends. There are no qualifications to come on YouTube and open a fragrance channel. Bruh. For a lot of fragrance YouTubers, you see them more often than you even see some of your family members. If it's getting too much, it's getting to you, it's okay to create boundaries. In real life, real things happen. My people, welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time seeing my face, then salutations. My name is Priscilla, aka Prissy, aka Cece, aka Ila, aka Silla, aka Miss Prissy, baby. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and become part of the family. I'll start this video off with a confession. My name is Priscilla and I live a double life. 5 days out of the week, I work in the world of property and construction. 7 days a week, I create content and I do a lot of YouTube. And in between that, you will catch me in a bonnet on the phone, on WhatsApp, being a sister and a daughter. You may wonder why I am making this confession, but stick with me, it will all make sense in the end. Since I started making these commentary style videos here on YouTube, I have had increasingly more comments from people saying that they do not find a lot of fragrance YouTube channels relatable. Whilst they may have started watching these channels when they found them relatable, some of these people have gone on to unsubscribe from these channels, while some are just pissed. Now I sat with myself this week and I was thinking, why are people pissed? Like, why would somebody be pissed that they didn't find someone else relatable? For some of these people, they feel like they've spent loads of time watching these YouTube channels. When you think about how much time the average person spends watching YouTube, the requirement to get a YouTube channel monetized is about 4,000 watch hours. I've been on YouTube now for about 9 months and my current watch hours sit at about 8,000 hours. We have 8,760 hours in a year. If you just take those figures, you could say that just my channel alone, which is a relatively new small channel, is equivalent to somebody sitting down for 1 year to watch YouTube for every second, every minute, every day. The second thing that might be getting people pissed is the money, because when you watch fragrance YouTube channels and they sometimes make recommendations, then you part with your resources. Sometimes these fragrances might come to your doorstep and may not live up to the hype or expectation. Nothing would annoy anyone more than a classic combination of a waste of time and money. Whilst you can recover money, you may just never be able to recover time. Delving into the topic of why people do not find YouTubers or influencers relatable, could it be that I have, or some of these people have, created some form of imaginary friendships with these YouTubers?
And who's Michelle? My friend! It's her imaginary friend.
Or imaginary relationships with these YouTubers, which makes them to feel that, well, I know you and so therefore I should be able to relate to you. Parasocial relationships. Guys, quick disclaimer, I'm still in self-isolation, so I've not been able to get to the nail shop to take off these nails. I'm actually taking it all off. I digress. Back to the topic. Parasocial relationships are one-sided relationships where one person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, whereas the other party is unaware of their existence. Ouch. In today's video, I will be talking about why fragrance YouTubers, aka fragtubers or fragrance influencers, are not relatable and how parasocial relationships play into that. Parasocial relationships exist in different shapes and forms. From the 60s, where people would have thought that they knew like the royal family, for example, whereas no member of the royal family necessarily knew any of us. Moving on to, even TV. I remember watching Scandal and thinking that I knew Olivia Pope.
What?
I need to see you.
Olivia Pope didn't know me. Olivia Pope is not even a real person. In this day and age, this has also transitioned into social media and YouTube and Instagram. When fragrance YouTubers make videos and recommendations and all these videos about, for example, most complimented fragrances, panty droppers, fragrances that will get you compliments from a guy, they are not talking to you in particular. They're talking to an audience, and whatever the size of that audience may be, for some it's double digits, triple digits, 3 figures, 4 figures. Being a viewer myself, sometimes you can easily forget that they're not talking to me, Priscilla. When they make a recommendation, you go off and buy these items thinking, oh, they said it's the most complimented fragrance, but it might not be the most complimented fragrance on you. A lot of fragrance YouTubers do not know their subscribers. Like, well, you can know a couple of your subscribers, but it will be very difficult, especially if you have over 50 subscribers, to know nearly every subscriber. Just to put it in context, I'll put up a picture of what a room of 1,000 people looks like. I doubt that anybody would be able to walk into a room of 1,000 people and know each and every one of those people in that room. That is what a lot of fragrance YouTubers are dealing with in terms of numbers. So when they make those recommendations, always remember they are not speaking to you directly. They're speaking to an audience, and they're making recommendations based on themselves rather than on you. Number 2, fragrance YouTube is a hobby for a lot of people. Sorry to make this comparison, but I just have to. When you walk into a doctor's office, or you walk into a pharmacy, or even when you board a plane, you are entrusting your life in the hands of a medical doctor because they have qualifications. You can rely on those qualifications. When you get into a plane, it's because you're relying on this training and the qualifications of the pilot. There are no qualifications to come on YouTube and open a fragrance channel. All you need to do to open a fragrance channel is to have a Gmail account. So when you entrust your decisions or your choices in the hands of fragrance YouTube channels, always remember that there are no qualifications backing it. It's just a hobby. If they're a perfumer who has gone to a perfume school, now that's different because they've done some level of training to be able to give you those recommendations. But for majority of fragrance channels, it's a hobby. Number 3, fragrance influencers or fragrance YouTubers are not your friends. In the time that I was growing up, the internet was just, and I know when I say that I make myself sound older than I am, but the internet had just started to kind of come up. In those times, there's so many people that I would not have been able to reach if not for the internet. Right now, the internet kind of makes the world a small village. I'm sitting in my house in England and I almost feel like I know somebody on the other side of the world because I'm constantly watching them. But you have to always remember that these people are not your friends. Internet might make you feel close enough to them. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're always going to find them relatable. Following on from the last point, whilst these fragrances are real for fragrance YouTube channels, it is real for them. But what you cannot allow yourself fall into is to think that because it's real for them, it's going to be real for you. And what I mean by that is everybody has got different resources. We're all at different stages in our lives, different contexts. When people sit down and film videos for you or publish videos, when you check, it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes average for most, 20 to 30 minutes, I'll say average perfume video. For me, it's 10 minutes anyways. That's only 20 minutes of their lives. They're not showing you the other part of their lives. It's going to be very difficult for you to find it relatable. For some people, you do not even know what they do for a living. They might be earning more, they might be earning less. Everybody has just got different contexts. So for you to feel like you want to be able to relate, even at work, with your colleagues, I'm sure you don't find all of them relatable. How much more a stranger that you're meeting on the internet who you're only watching for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes? Like, just think about this again. And I know that it's very easy to get a bit carried away because you constantly watch this person. For a lot of fragrance YouTubers, you see them more often than you even see some of your family members. For some of them, you see them twice, thrice a week. They upload videos twice, 2-3 times a week. A lot of these videos are made for entertainment. So some of them are going to come with the glitz and the glam. It's to entertain you. When someone films a fragrance YouTube video, that's not real talk. That is fragrance review. They're going to tell you what they think about the fragrance, and obviously it's supposed to be a feel-good feeling. Fragrance is a feel-good product. It's a luxury product. So obviously there's going to be a bit of glitz and glam to it. Whilst it's good to enjoy that because all of us need an escape from time to time, I don't necessarily know if that's something that is supposed to be relatable. Because at the end of the day, In real life, real things happen.
Bruh.
Moving to my next point, I think a lot of people try to live vicariously through fragrance YouTubers. You watch a lot of fragrance content and then you look at the collection and you're like, oh my god, girl, get your coins, get your fragrances. I love your collection. I love those bottles behind you. I love that you've got loads of perfumes. And then you're living vicariously through them, but at the same time, there's some dissociation happening because it's not your real life and you know that it's not your real life. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because if I'm watching somebody who's got 500 pairs of shoes, for example, I know that's not my real life. I haven't got 500 pairs of shoes. I may be living vicariously through them and enjoy that content, but I don't know if I'm necessarily going to find that content relatable. My next point, and this is a very important one, is fictional disappointment. And when I was thinking about this point, I didn't really know what to call it. But yeah, I thought fictional disappointment in the sense that when a fragrance YouTuber makes a recommendation to you, you try it out and you're disappointed, you're not happy with it. I mean, it's natural for you to feel upset. However, in your real life, if your friend made a recommendation to you and it didn't work out, it's either you tell them, give them a piece of your mind, like, oh, what you recommended to me, I didn't like it, or most times we would extend grace to our friends. But because this is a person you've met on social media and it's far easier to type when people don't know who you are, in the sense that when you type, you're a bit anonymous. YouTube doesn't necessarily tell us everybody who's typing. It's easier to type than if you met this person face to face. Would you be able to tell them, give them a piece of your mind the way you're giving them a piece of your mind when you're typing? All I'm saying is, remember that when this person is making these recommendations, they were not talking to you directly. Whilst you might be disappointed, just extend a bit of grace. And I'm not making excuses for any fragrance YouTubers here. I don't know if it makes sense, but it makes sense. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. The next point is to create boundaries. Just like you create boundaries in your real life, it's also important to create boundaries in your parasocial relationships, which is like your online friendships. That might mean unsubscribing, muting. It could be anything. It could be turning off notifications. If it's getting too much, it's getting to you, it's okay to create boundaries just like you do in your real life relationships. That's why Instagram and YouTube have those buttons. So use those buttons when it starts to get too much for you.
Cut it, you need to cut it.
Fragrance YouTubers are not totally innocent themselves, in the sense that to an extent, maybe we or they, or am I a fragrance YouTuber? Yes, I am. So maybe to an extent, we sort of also encourage and foster these relationships when we say things like, oh, we miss you, we did it, I'm glad I'm back here with you, I love you. That just know I see you, I appreciate you, I love you, and I'm wishing you a happy new year. When we say things like that to viewers, I think it's also very easy for you guys to think, oh, she loves me, and whilst we do, again, it is not one particular individual. When things like that are said, whilst it's important to, yes, take it in, because I'm sure fragrance YouTubers mean these things when they say it, it's also important that you are aware that it is not directly at you. So can fragrance YouTubers be relatable? And is it possible for one person to be relatable to everybody? To 1,000, 10,000 people, 50,000 people? I think that would be very difficult. We're all in different stages, different phases. We're all different. And to request for one person to be relatable to so many people, I think it's a difficult ask. I think it's a lot of responsibility to place on one individual. Not even all our family members find us relatable. Not every sibling of yours will find you relatable. Not everybody at your work, not everybody in your immediate space finds you relatable. I mean, there are people who are going to find you. There are people who you're going to find and you will see some part of yourself in that person. But I don't think you would find that in everybody. And it's about finding your tribe. You know, I'm always saying that I hope that my people find me and I find my people. What I mean by that is I hope I find people who I can relate to and people who can relate to me. But to just be able to relate to everybody in the world would also mean me losing a bit or a lot of myself. And so asking that of any fragrance YouTuber or any influencer, I don't know, it's a bit controversial, but I think it might be a bit of a difficult ask, or a bit of a difficult reality. In summary, logically and consciously, I know you all know what I am saying, I know, but subconsciously it is very easy for us to think, oh, I don't find this person relatable anymore. Now, when that happens, it's just important that you ask yourself why you're not finding them relatable. Could it be that to an extent you have established a relationship with this person where you feel like they should be you and you should be them? And when that happens, I think it's important that you take a step back and just evaluate why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Because in the first place, was there any relationship? And really, this person does not know you, so how are they going to become relatable to you? It's just a very one-sided relationship, and I think that's the difficulty that comes with parasocial relationships. I hope I've made some sense. I'll stop it right there so that I don't keep rambling. Go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comment section on this topic. Also, go ahead and do all of that good stuff, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Guys, please like, please share, please subscribe. And until I see you again in my next video, because I look forward to seeing you again in my next video, stay beautiful, stay blessed. Hi and bye.